Hello and welcome all of you to yet another episode on the body and the mind. Today we're going to ask Sanjeev ji a very interesting thing, a sort of, I'm curious or I'm always in search of such a thing. Let's say in our day-to-day lives we might wonder, wow, today is a very interesting day to school, we should go to school. Sometimes we feel, oh, today is a test paper. You go to school just for the sake of going to school. Similarly, in our work atmospheres, some people go and work in a very cherished moment. Some people work just for the sake of working. Some people believe that I've achieved everything in life. Now what I should do is just salvation. I should pray to God, I should meditate. Some people say that I've achieved huge, now I have to achieve more and more and more, I have to conquer the world. So different people behave, they attribute in different mannerisms. Why? Why does it happen? It's a confusing dilemma that people find across. Why people are sober, why people are happy, why there is castes, creeds, sects, there is color, discrimination, and so on in the world happening. So this dilemma, let me clear it and ask him why such things are happening, why this difference is there. Hello and welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So as I was telling, there are different types of people in the society, different interests. As I was telling, some people go to the office and for the sake of working, some people go to achieve something. Some people work for promotion, some work for fame, some work for money. Some say, no, I've achieved everything, I want to go and do meditation or pray to God. Some people say, I've achieved everything, now let me sit quietly, let me retire. So many things. Why is this bisection in the society of the so-called Homo sapien?
It's a very, very interesting question. Today, if you see in our country also, we have plenty of caste and different, even in one religion itself there is a bifurcation of so many things. But in ancient time, it was not the case. In ancient time, if you observe, people were understood, or rather fixed in a different category of how the consciousness is operating them. Not on like you're born in this caste or that. A person with such consciousness is said to be such and such. Another person is and such. Like that, if you observe, there are 6 levels of consciousness in a human personality.
In an individual, you mean?
In an individual. 6 levels of consciousness we call. And this consciousness is, first of all, we call the Aspretia consciousness. Aspretia consciousness is the lowest category of a human consciousness. Aspretia consciousnesses are basically people who always want everything for themselves.
Selfish.
Yeah, you can call it anything. They want everything for themselves. In that Aspretia consciousness itself, there are 6 categories. First is 6 type of consciousness. In the Aspretia consciousness, you have 6 again dimensions. And this, as I told you, is the lowest consciousness of a human personality. Now, which is the lowest of this Aspretia? We call it as a beggar. Beggar.
Ordinary street beggar.
Ordinary street beggar. In that also, there is the highest and the lowest beggar. The highest beggar is a person who is so lazy, so lethargic, he does not want to do anything for himself. Totally to the shrinking. This fellow doesn't have bath, does not want to do anything. Just because of the pangs of hunger, he moves. So what he does, since he does not have his bath, he doesn't do anything, he thinks to the God. Highest of the beggars. Whenever he comes to you, what you do? Whatever is there in your pocket, you put it and say, you get out from here. Or you run away from this. That is the height of what a human being can have. In total ignorance and lethargy. The mind can go to that gross level. Then the other categories of beggars are, they have different ways of doing things to all these other ideas. Some break the ice and things and people. And their level of consciousness is, without doing much, they want everything for themselves. Though God has given us a fantastic body, they do not know the value of this body. For them, it is just sitting quiet, getting money. More of lethargy and laziness. So, they go to the extent of just begging and begging and begging and begging, and live their life begging. The second category is a thief. He is also an aspirant. He also does not want a decent job or anything. He wants to get something very fast. So he goes to steal or does anything, something, what all he can do. But he cannot enjoy it because he's always afraid he'll be caught. But he's always in this conscience. I want that. I want that. He's not content. All these people are discontented basically. Contentment has not come. So they operate with discontentment. So they want to get something to get contented. So they go on thieving, stealing in whatever way. So there can be different levels of dimensions. It can be a hardcore thief, or a small thief, or a petty thief. But all come under the second category of this aspiratia, who wants it. The third category of aspiratias, we call them the black marketing businesses. Let us say, in the country now, rice is going to be a rare commodity, or some item which is of essential nature is going to be a rare commodity. So, this person, being a businessman, he wants to get all the profit for himself. So what does he do? Immediately purchase all the rice available in the market, put it in his godown and give it at the highest of price. He is also an aspirant. Somehow get things for himself. That's also the lowest category. The next is the present. We have the great persons who are actually deciding the good things of the country. They have power in them. But the power is not utilized in such a way that they don't help the society or the people. They use the power to get the best for themselves. They want the best facilities, the best things, all the money. Everything should come into me. That is also falling under the same category of consciousness of a human being wanting everything for themselves. You understood? It's not particular community or it is the consciousness of those people who operate in such and such a way that they want everything for themselves. That's also a lowest aspiratia. So how many consciousness in aspiratia?
Bigger. Then thief.
Black marketing.
Politician.
Present. All those people who they want everything for them. Power and all those things. Even if you see, sometimes a small baby is also an aspiratia. A small baby crying all the time, it wants everything for themselves. That's the consciousness how it operates. You have to give them, if they cry, you have to give that, you have to give this. That is the fifth. Even we say sometimes people who sell their bodies, they don't know the value of the body. They use their bodies to make money. They are also aspiratia category. You understood? So these are the 6 level of consciousness of people. You see them, they are human beings. But the consciousness is such low, all their activities is to get and get and get. This is the lowest section of consciousness of a human being. The second category of consciousness are people who says life means enjoy. Eat nicely, sleep nicely, have nice dreams, a little nice spicy food. Whenever we say you should not do these things, they say, you do not know, life means enjoy. Morning I go to office, evening I come back, company whether it improves or not is not my problem. End of the month I should get my money. They are called Shudras. Shudras are consciousness of people who just does the job for the sake of doing. If you ask them for the well-being of the company, that is not my problem. My problem is, I go in the morning, I have my 11 o'clock tea, 1 o'clock I work, afternoon again I have a tea, evening I go. End of the month. If I have done work, overtime has to come. Company is in bad shape, that's not my problem. You tell them something good, they will never listen. You do not know life, you are fool, enjoy life. We are only living, enjoy. When do these people realize? Whenever something befalls them, let their child gets a problem, or their own health has some problem, or they start a company and they face the same problem, that time it's like getting what you said now realize. Till then they don't realize anything. So this consciousness is also there in people. That's also human beings. You can see them all beautifully enjoying. It's all fine. Consciousness is there. Everything again. I cannot give anything outside. Everything has to come to me. But little job I will do. The aspicious will never do anything. These people at least do some job and get done. But I don't want to do more. I should get maximum I should get for what I am doing. Third is called the Vaishya consciousness of people. Who are Vaishyas? Vaishyas are people who really take initiative or interest to do business. They want to do business. They do good business, make a profit, give jobs to plenty of people. And of the profit, they also give salaries and things. So they are happy, they make others also happy. Today the world should have more of Vaishya consciousness rather than Shudra consciousness. So whenever a Vaishya is there in a society, he ensures things work. You tell him what is good for you, he will take it. Because it is it's good for him. So it can be right concepts of food, health-wise, good for the company, for the benefits. He always listens to it. He is acceptable to it. Because he has reached a stage, he not only wants to take, he wants to give. The consciousness of a human being has evolved to not only take, but he wants to give also. So it's called a Vaishya consciousness. Next is called the Kshatriya consciousness. Kshatriya consciousness are people who always look to the well-being of others also. Not only this or that, they want to give others. They are called Kshatriyas. Kshatriyas means are people who really there to support you, guide you, help you. In olden times, when a person is going to eat his lunch at home, if he pulls a beggar or any other person sitting or standing in the road close to his house, he may ask him, have you had your food? If he had not had food, he will take him home, give him food first, then only he will eat. That's the nature of a Kshatriya. You can see such people in our society also today. Maybe you are invited for a marriage function or some function, you are also a guest there. But before you go and eat, he feels, have you had? Then only he feels like eating. Because if you see, when a person in front of you is hungry, can any one of us who are in a consciousness eat in front of him without giving him?
No.
That's your true nature. You are evolving to your true nature. When you are deviated from your true nature, you are with ignorance. When you are evolving to a new true nature, you understand you are a part of the whole. So, Kshatriya is a person who wants to protect, guide, help people wherever he is. Because he feels others are also a part of him. So he takes the initiative, the strength to support others. He is a Kshatriya. Who is a Brahmana consciousness? Brahmana consciousness are people who have understood the entire essence of higher divinity, or who looks to the higher reality or divine consciousness is available in this world. So whatever they get in front of them, it can be happiness or sorrow or any sufferings, everything for them is a gift from God. They become an instrument in his hands.
Whatever be it.
Whatever, I am not talking about Janma Brahmanas, I am talking about Karma Brahmanas. Today, Brahmanas are there, and we have castes, but the consciousness can be in varied in form. But it is the person's approach to life that makes him a Brahmana, not just because of birth. Vedavyasa, if you see, is the highest of Brahmana. His mother is from the fisher flock, fisherman flock, fisherwoman. Every human being, we need to evolve to a consciousness higher to us, rather than thinking and getting stuck to this. I am born as a Brahmana, so this is not the consciousness. Consciousness is actually, the science says, you have to evolve to the highest of state. So, if for example a Brahmana, if you observe, he sees or gets a child abandoned on the road. For a Brahmana consciousness, he sees it as a gift from God. He may become the father and mother to the child. But if a Kshatriya sees the child, Kshatriya will take and entrust the child to an orphanage or ensures to see that the child is protected. The sixth level of consciousness is called Siddha consciousness. Siddhas are people, they are above the materialistic plane. You can see sometimes in our places we have people. They may sometimes seem like not dressed well, not done anything, but sometimes they come and ask you money. Sometimes they don't ask you money. If you give money, they may throw. They are in a very higher state. They are not in the material, they are in a higher state where we call them as Siddhas. Avadutas we call them. Because they are in a higher spiritual plane. Siddhas. They are not worried about the materialistic plane at all. They are high, positive, vibrant energies, just in human forms. You understand the evolution? So these are the 6 types of consciousness which is there today in a human being. We do not know the level of consciousness, so we just see, he is born in this. That's what actually the science of yoga says. It is a human being that has to evolve, whatever his birth or caste or religion. He has to evolve to a higher state of the human, characteristics of a human personality. Rather than just saying, I am born this, I am this, I am this. That is only ego, aham. Aham doesn't give anything. Aham is the very existence, but aham is not everything.
Polestar Marine Engineering Private Limited. Pioneers in welding solutions. Experts in repair of engine parts and components. Specialists in oil field repairs and services. Polestar. Committed quality assurance and on-time delivery.
Now let us see, for example, I tell you a vocation wherein you can categorize and understand. You can categorize and understand. In one vocation itself, these level of consciousness you can understand. Now let us say a person like a carpenter, or any vocation you can take. Leave off the Asprishas, they are the lowest, or Asprishya consciousness, carpenter, let us say.
Okay.
If he is given a job in your place, he will come. What all he can steal from that place, the best of wood he may take it off. He may replace it with all the unwanted wood and give you your things, sir. He's an Asprishya carpenter. You buy all the good materials, you give it to him to prepare, and you go for 2 months somewhere. When he comes, door and everything will be there, but not the wood that you have given. He would have manipulated. He would have taken the best, squeezed out of it. He's an Asprishya carpenter. His consciousness is that. We can't help it. Now, a Shudra carpenter, if you observe, I'm just telling about one same vocation so you can understand the category. Asprishya,
Shudra, Vaishya, Kshatriya, Brahmana, Siddha.
In Asprishya, 6 again. That's what we told.
Okay.
Now, The Shudra carpenter, he comes in the morning, takes off his dress, everything, puts his work dress. Tuck, 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 tuck. Tick, 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 tick. Tuck, 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 tuck. Tick, 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 tick. He does the job. 11 o'clock, tea has to come. 1 o'clock, his lunch has to be eaten. It's not that he should not eat, he should eat. 3 o'clock, correct, his tea has to come again. 6:30, 5:30, 6.
He goes back.
Evening you ask him, Hare Baba, even all this, nothing is working. It is all like that. Immediately he may get angry and say, didn't you hear me working all the time? What else can I do? He is not bothered whether he finished the job or anything. He comes, he does tuck, 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 tick, tick, tick. Evening goes. Whether you get it or do it is not his problem, it is your problem. He has to go right there. He is also a carpenter. Third, we have a Vaishya carpenter who look for jobs. They take some jobs, call all other carpenters, and they all together do the job. Makes the profit. He gives the salaries and benefits to everyone. So he is happy, all are happy. Yeah, good. Vaishya. He is also a carpenter. But his consciousness is much more evolved. Now, a Kshatriya carpenter, if you observe, he also does all the work of a Vaishya. He may get job, give them job, everything. But he ensures and says to them, you should take care of some investments, some savings for your family, for your children, for tomorrow. So he ensures that they are all protected also. Not only giving them job, but ensures they are all protected also. It's called a Kshatriya carpenter. Same thing, there is a Brahmana carpenter. Brahmana carpenter is a person who is highly evolved, higher state.
He's committed.
Where whatever he does is a creation, is a creative art. So his expression of contentment can be seen in his creations. He is operating with contentment, absolute contentment. Some lower categories are not contented, so they work towards to do something to become contented.
Correct.
Sometimes they may be contented, sometimes they may be not contented. But a Brahmana consciousness is a person who is already contented within. And whatever he does is an expression of contentment. He enjoys whatever he is doing. In the enjoyment, his creativity is so beautiful. Whatever he does is a fantastic creation of art. He is also a carpenter. Consciousness only is different. Now let us say he has done a beautiful sculpture, beautiful work, woodwork he has done. And you go and see and you really fall in love with that art. And you express it, seeing your happiness in that creation of art. He may sometimes give you for a small sum of sometimes free also. It can be worth 1 lakh or 2 lakhs. For him, everything is God has sent this person, maybe he wanted it. Oh, let you give 50,000. I don't mind, you take it. Because he is more satisfied when it is expressed and he is always a giver. When he comes closer and closer to a higher level, if you observe, we become close to being a giver. The nature is a giver, God is a giver. Lower category we go, we only want to take and take and take. He is also a carpenter. You understood now?
Of course.
So, in one vocation itself, you can identify the level of consciousness. When a person is working like this, you know he is this category. Understood? Now today, people bifurcate. You are Shudra category, you are Vaishya category, you are Kshatriya category, you are Brahmana. I live in this house, you live in the... Nothing like that also. Every human being has all these qualities. We say, forget Asprishya, lowest. Shudra category, if you see a human being, from here till the feet, we are all Shudras in our consciousness. You know why? You walk and walk and walk and you get tired. This body feels very tired. The leg feels very tired. It says, I want to sit. Because more of physical. Shudras, if they are more of working. So the legs get all the work all the time continuously. It wants to take rest. So in your body itself, we have one part as Shudra. Consciousness is there. The moment you sit, stomach is your Vaishya. My dear, if you sit like this, you will not get anything to eat. So you better start. Vaishya is there. Your chest and hands is a Kshatriya, defending, protections, everything. This is a Brahmana consciousness. You understand? In each one of us, we have this consciousness. But the levels of evolution can be different from person to person to person. So, if you see the category, you can understand it's an evolution. So, can you bifurcate? I don't want the legs. I want only Vaishya. I want only Kshatriya. You cannot. It's a miniature form of a society which is in you. If one society is not there, no manual work will happen in the world. If your legs are not there, what's the use? How can stomach work? Stomach is not there, how can your chest and hands work? Everything is connected. So there's nothing as low society or high society or anything. Each is bound and bounded by everyone. Every person is important. Every section of consciousness is important. But the aim of every human being should be to evolve and evolve to higher consciousness. This is what is the beauty of the science. Otherwise we are just categorizing people, fighting with them, killing them. It is utter ignorance and total darkness, I can say, in their minds that is destroying the world today.